What's going on, everybody? My name is C4. Welcome back to the channel, and today we're here for episode 5 of the Hollywood Tech Honey Hunters, our custom dynasty here in College Football Revamped in NCAA 14, where today we are going to complete our first true offseason here in Hollywood Tech. We're going to set our custom schedule. We're going to make sure we got the right depth chart. We're going to set up, meet, recruit, scout, and hopefully find a couple gems in this year's recruiting class, which is going to be the most important in school history. And we are going to finish today's episode with the biggest game in school history, week 1 at the Florida Gators. In the swamp, there is not a better way for us to go out and establish ourselves. Year 2 as not a gimmicky program, but a legitimate football program with some of the best athletes in all of college football, then shocking the world against the Florida freaking Gators. Our first piece of business, we got some upgrades for our coaching staff, and boy, oh boy, are we gonna need it. So we're gonna start with our offensive coordinator, and kind of knowing how our squad's at, I do think we need to at least get one upgrade here to Cannon, our current starting quarterback, who I assume is going to be our current starting quarterback. Bob Podolsky has 98 throw power, so this will give him 99, and ultimately the +1, the +2, and +3 that we'd get for his throw accuracy. That is his gigantic area of weakness. So we almost need to take that right now. On the defensive side, well, something that, we got a new defensive coordinator. And we are going to have to, that's humble right there. First year, our DC gets poached. We're already having that kind of coaching staff for Tom Savage. He has done an outstanding job with his start to his career here. And I think we might as well get the extra points for the beginning of the season to try to build out a little bit of lead on some of these recruits. But the big news is by unlocking this, we got the third tier of scouting, which means we can start to throw points into kitchen sink, which I think that should be the way we go. I've never in my life of playing this game, and it's almost been 10 years of playing this game on and off, obviously, have I ever figured out, maximized the pipeline system in recruiting. So I'm pretty much got to ignore that, and now we can start throwing all of our points and upgrades that we get into the kitchen sink. Take a look at our schedule this year. After week 1 at the Swamp, we got ourselves a nice little FCS opponent. We did lose to them last year, so it's a nice little revenge game opportunity. We got a bye week. We have number 20 Stanford. We'll be interested to see if they're still ranked there, but I thought an opportunity for the jocks, the ultimate jock school, which is Hollywood Tech, take on the ultimate nerd school, which is Stanford. I thought that was important. Have a couple conference games here, Arkansas State and Marshall, who both absolutely spanked us last year. We have the Miami Hurricanes. I feel like any opportunity we can take a big-time swing with a chance of a knockout punch against some of these big dogs in the state of Florida, we need to take our opportunity. Then we got to buy Coastal Carolina, Louisiana Monroe, South Alabama, Louisiana, App State, Southern Miss, and hopefully when all is said and done this year, we will be competing for the championship in the Sun Belt. I do feel pretty good about our depth chart. I'd love to come here and say, fellas, I think we have a whole lot of positional battles. When the truth of the matter is, we are still not that good of a roster to have those problems. Those are first world problems. I got goddamn wide receiver corner hybrid right now that's playing corner. Same with the goddamn linebacker there. So we're pretty much like, if you could pass the vibe test, you are going to be playing and starting and seeing the field here a lot. It's not, do we really need to grind this 62 against a 54? No, because if you have a good rating, you are likely going to be the best man for the job, and I am going to lazily accept that as your fate. We have Warner Kaminsky making the jump from right tackle to left tackle. That is a big change, but we're keeping a lot of the familiar faces here. I feel like at wide receiver, even though we got freshman Keith Alexander at 6'5", we have freshman Greg Webb at 6'7", we still need to have Tito Williams at the top of the screen, the All-American, to utilize that 99 speed. Having that shot play is our play, our go-to play. And I don't want him to be in wide receiver 3 or wide receiver 4 and maybe falling out of the depth chart there just a little bit. So we're going to make Tito Williams wide receiver 1. And really, I like our depth. I like all 6 of these guys I think can make plays for us this season. Obviously, at running back, we're going to go with the great Crease McCool to build off of an almost 1,000-yard rushing season. He had 1,000 yards from scrimmage, but I think he definitely want to utilize that 98 speed, 96 acceleration this year to go up. And again, it needs to be said for not only for someone like Crease McCool, but you look at someone like Bob Podolsky, that if these awareness ratings, which are fluffers for base ratings, were in line with their backups, they would be like 70s, 80s. Like, we recruited Vince Miller here. He was our highest base rated recruit from last year's class. He's a 76. That's not bad at all for a sophomore quarterback. But then when you really look into it, when you really look at the stats that we're getting, the discrepancy, if you gave Bob Podolsky 30 more awareness points, which, is there some form of like awareness actually relates to on-field product? Probably not. But let's just say that if it does, right? You give the 30 there to Podolsky, what's his rating? Is it higher than 76? If you gave him 60 awareness. Because when you look at the undeniable arm talent that we have, I don't think there's that big of a discrepancy. 98 throw power, 65 throw accuracy versus 83 and 82. Obviously, there's a gigantic discrepancy. There's a bigger discrepancy. You can do the math between the throw accuracy and the throw power. But that 98 throw power, man, I don't even know if we need to get into a battle. I think it's Bob Podolsky's job. And if it starts sucking, if we, it's going to be a tough game against Florida. But if we go up against some of these opponents, some of these FCS teams, some of the teams in the Sun Belt, and Podolsky's just not taking that next step here in his sophomore season, we have Vince Miller. We have an actual plan B, which we did not have a year ago. So I do think we go out with the Polish rifle here, Bob Podolsky. And if things get a little shaky, a little dicey, we can always pivot to Vince Miller. I'm not going to lie. The quarterback battle was, can you throw 4 verts to Tito Williams? We went 5 of 5 for Podolsky. I was nervous with Miller. I was like, if you can get 3 of 5, we might have some questions, right? We might have some instability at the quarterback spot. I was like, you got to make 3 of the 5 absolute bombs. And the reality is, if you want to maximize the 99 speed of Tito Williams, look at that. The ball it's going this way, Vince Miller. I know you get that. Maybe that's the problem when you get the athletes. You get the athletes, the guy that say they're quarterbacks, right? Are they really quarterbacks? Look at the terrible ball that is getting thrown here of the 5 for 5. Like, he's throwing it sideways. He's like, he has that awkward punt that you were looking for on a deep ball. We're going Bob Podolsky week 1. In recruiting this year, I'm still going to go with the same house rules that we had in year 1. And obviously, I feel like we should set a goal. And if we achieve that goal at the end of the season, maybe we can say 5 4-stars next year. But this year, every player that we recruit has to be 3-star and under. Predominantly has to be athletes as well. I've already kind of gone through and started to see which of the best of the 3-star, because we need the best of the best. And we're also going to be applying, because offensive linemen just don't seem to generate, we have to operate within 3 stars and the top 10 of the 40-yard dash. So the best athletes, the tackle, at the guard, at the center spot, while also being 3-star or under. And we've been able to fill out our board, which I think if we can, we hit on probably 85% of our initial recruiting class. If we can hit the same here, this class I think is going to be really, really special. Just kind of setting our board. We might as well do this live. See how many gems we get. We get one right out the gate here in Drew Marshall. Let's see. How many? I think we're going to get more studs than not. Marcus Jones, 65. Franklin gets a nice little bump there. I wish we saw a couple more gems. We got our first player that is up well over the 70s, and that is Tremon Green. 6'7", 250, 2-star JUCO. 6'7", 250. Might be a lineman. Could be a D lineman, obviously, but that might be someone that we can throw on the offensive line if we could find a way to bring him in. We have Luke Outlaw, great name. Not as good of a boost by fully scouting him. Kyle Hills. Man, where are the diamonds? We got one diamond. There we go. Keith McGee at center. Diamond up to a 72. Ooh, tank in there for Harvey Ross. Butler, Brad Butler at guard. Another diamond. Another one of these freaks that's coming with 90 acceleration at 6'3", 280. Got Larry Washington, overrated. Ooh. I was really hoping some of these linemen would get gigantic boosts, and that is, unfortunately, not what we're getting. We still have 3 players we could fully scout, so we might as well grab a couple other athletes that fit these parameters. So because I was the most underwhelmed with our offensive linemen, I added 3 new linemen to our board here, potentially. We got Samuel Jones, who's a JUCO. Always love our JUCOs. So we got Samuel Diamond. There we go. Tell you right now, we are going to get rid of you, Clay Rhodes. 61. That's a little light for me. We also got Ben Jones, who's up to a 76, so the JUCO player. And then we got Jack Williams. Not a diamond. I love the fact we got an additional one there in Jermaine Samuel. Going into week 1, we got Ronald Wilson. Doesn't even consider our school, so absolutely put that guy on a hit list. Got to kind of divvy up the points here. I guess this would determine more so my favorites. I did factor in the weekly bonus points for some of these players, but ultimately I think Drew Marshall, definitely worth the full 500. If you're over a 70, I'm going to give you the full 500. Jermon Green, 6'7", 250. Actually, he's probably my favorite looking recruit. That is not one of these offensive linemen down at the bottom, Samuel and Ben Jones, who absolutely, both of these guys would walk in and be day one starters for us. Those are our top priority. I love the fact that at least Samuel's given us 100 points plus of a weekly bonus. We had a couple guys here that are already interested. These 200-plus players, I expect us to start to pull away here just a little bit. But I'm fairly confident we're going to hit on most of these players in our recruiting class, even if we have some big-time competition. Florida State, USC, UCLA. A lot of these ones, though, are not, S-tier schools. You got like Vandy, Florida International, Oregon State, Georgia Tech, Cincinnati. At least, luckily, a lot of these big-time, natty contender-type teams are leaving the 3-star athletes alone. But now it is time to play the biggest game in school history. The Florida Gators. A defense, B-plus offense, A- overall against our lowly D-, which I don't know if it goes to F. D- might be the lowest that it gets. Now, there's our guys that we got returning. Feel pretty good with them. Florida, you might be saying, what's Florida looking like? I remember last year, Hollywood Tech seemed like they had good success against pocket passing quarterbacks, but when it was a dual threat quarterback that could really tuck and run, Hollywood Tech could not figure it out. And we're only going up against maybe a top 10 freak athlete of all time in the history of college football at the quarterback spot in Anthony Richardson. Not worried one bit. He's bigger than half my goddamn D-line. It's a pretty one-sided arrow. That's a little arrogant of an arrow. You don't need to be rattling like that to show how one-sided it is, okay? If you have a little respect for our team, please. Oh, yeah. Big time. This is a big time moment. Tom Savage is going to have these guys ready. They've never seen this many people at a football game. Hollywood Tech and their 78 people in attendance. Going from that to a rainy swamp, which is one of the more fiercer atmospheres in all of college football, being maybe the biggest underdog in college football history. It is the perfect environment for the biggest upset in college football history. Tito Williams back there now, 99 speed, and he got murdered. Now, I don't want to say that getting a first down would be our win here. Like, a first down is going to be as good as a touchdown. I feel like that's setting the bar a little low. But it is going, it's going to be tough. See if we can find a way with Crease McCool. He has enough athleticism that if we could get an edge, he's as fast as any of these guys Florida got. We all know what it comes down to, baby. Can you run in a straight line? Can you hold up against running in a straight line? All right. I think I had Shaq, the tight end, there. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, come on! No! We had it. Oh, brutal. Absolutely brutal. Oh, B.D. Wells! Sacks Anthony Richardson. What a play. It's going to be play of his career. That's like a clowny-ass hit. Surprised his helmet didn't fly off. What a hit! That man, another sack. Giddy ho. Corey Lewis. True freshman, linebacker blitz. Trying to make Anthony Richardson have to process things and not just give him free looks. Seems to work as we bend, don't break after what should have been a successful fake punt and to put this whole goddamn swamp into silence. A brutal drop, as only we could find a way to drop. Defense stands up, bails us out, holds them to a field goal. Let's go Tito Williams. Changes direction on the field. 42-yard return. Okay, we got Webb out there, 6'7", in the slot. That is a mismatch. Okay. Oh, that's a bad drop there. Anthony Richardson throwing a wobble. It's a tough game to throw the ball. It's not just Bob Podolski. Oh, first down. Oh, no, almost a first down. Oh, come on. There we go. First down, baby. We got one. With a couple runs here, might be enough to set up a play-action pass here. That might have been for bad. I was sending that to Tito Williams. Look at that safety was going to get over there. Gervon Dexter playing in the league right now for the Chicago Bears. Gets home. All right. Take it to the next quarter here. No rush. All right, we got 3rd and 14. We might be able to get Crease McCool here. Out of the backfield. Nope. Nope. And that's the worst thing about Bob Podolski. If he's not staying in the pocket, if you're moving out of the pocket, if he's off his back foot, I don't know why. Usually the quarterbacks that just have the cannon, they make those throws. He can't throw off script. It's a problem with our offensive line the way it is. Rinse, repeat. That's all he's got to do. 10-yard chunks all the way downfield. We don't have an answer for it. It's been a rough drive. No answer to Anthony Richardson, who is promptly abandoning the run, which, you know. Oh, that's a ball. Luckily, the only thing that makes me feel good about Bob Podolski throwing and sucking is that Anthony Richardson, similar style thrower, you know, all juice, no finesse to his arm, is struggling to throw the football. So it's not just us. However, Anthony Richardson can just tuck and run and get 10 yards a run if he wants to. We do not have that in our wheelhouse at all to do this and just give up on throwing the football. Oh my God, let's go! Oh, no, come on. He's open! And shit like that's going to make me want to explore other options at quarterback. Fourth and 4. Already cashed in our fake punt. These are not great play calls, coach. Guess we punt it. Oh, Van Gogh! Turn. Vlad Gilchrist made plays for us last year. Look at that. Jumps the screen pass. Dink and dunk. Holy shit, let's finish this off. Definitely 4-down territory here. There's no other way to put it. Here we go, crease. Nice little grab there. Lines. They're everywhere. They're in Madden. That right there. Easy throw to Webb. Get your block. That's blocked up. Greg Webb might have a tutty. Honestly, give me another 5. We are going to touch the ball last year in this first half. We'll go Y cross flood, but I don't know if our line's going to be able to hold up long enough for A to get open. The 7-footer Jaquiz Shack. Just take the check down? Of course, can't Podolski's not playing well, not getting any help whatsoever. At all. Like, you make that grab, first down, touchdown. 3 back-breaking drops. I'm not saying we're winning to make those plays. It might be tied. Oh, here we go. Yep. Go. You have 99 speed. No one should be catching you. We set up a Hail Mary. This game is way closer than 17-0. Oh my God, come down with it. Yes! Biggest throw in school history. Let's go, Bob! So the lack of play rec, man, is just, that's the only thing that makes sense. The lack of awareness, the low play rec. We just never take the correct angle here on these read options. It was an issue last year. Hasn't been corrected. I mean, there has to be a silver lining. We've made Florida one-dimensional. They can't throw the football on us, which is surely something you can hold your hat on. Head on cue. Commentator's curse. There we go. Good hard run there. Crease McCool, 6 yards. 3rd and short. Just keep it on the ground. 4 down territory, I think. Unless it's somehow like a fumble. That right there. Nice little get. Curse of the commentator again! Oh, there you go. All right. Well, it was fun while it lasted. I don't have a flag in here, but let's wave the white one here at this point. Goddamn cheat code. It's a goddamn cheat code. Patch that guy. I'll say Bob also doesn't do anything this drive. We'll try the backup quarterback, just to preserve Podolski at this point. He's getting beat up. Okay, it's not Kyrie Elam on Tito Williams. Might be able to take a shot there to X. Well, they got safety help. Woo, baby! All right, Vince Miller. Can you do any better? Go. Go. Why are we not? There's. I think that was Jason Marshall, who definitely has like 95 speed, but I'd love to see a house call here. All right, Miller. No pressure. Just come in and be a monster. He's a dual threat. He's an athlete. Not on Anthony Richardson's level, but he's an athlete within his own right. He's scrappy. Okay. Okay. I see you. Hell of a ball. Oh, that. I will say, Florida now has their backups in, so the validity of a Bob Podolski tutty against Florida starters versus what we're going to get now, He still has a chance to impress. Oh, come on. Tito Williams against a backup who... There's no way. Come on, baby. Let's see some touch. Let's see some finesse. Oh, it's there. Not enough juice on it. Damn, trying to force it in. To the 7-footer. You know what? still, we leave this game with our heads held high. Got the pick, made Anthony Richardson abandon the run. He had to throw the football, had to cheese us. And I think if this game was on, SEC game of the week, people would be walking away more like, I want to see Hollywood Tech play again. Got that interception, got the ball, Podolski tud. Lots of great things happened, including the game freezing. That's how good it was of a performance. Because the game crashed, I just had to sim it. We lost 38-0 in the sim, but real ones know what actually happened. So that we're going to wrap up today's episode of Hollywood Tech. We will be back before too long to crush what we got for the next slate of games. We got FCS, which I feel pretty confident in that one. We got Stanford, Arkansas State, Marshall, couple conference games there in the Sun Belt. But if we play like we did, the good that we could take out of that Florida game, we should be able to compete with a lot of teams here in the Sun Belt that we weren't able to do in year one. But that'll do it for me today, guys. Thank you very much for watching. It's always your first time stopping by. Don't be afraid to hit that subscribe button. Smash the like button if you enjoyed. Until next time, it's your boy C4 saying peace out. Love ya. Have a good one.